1930s, a team of dedicated surveyors created maps of California's forests and woodlands. They hiked up mountain ridges and looked out over the landscape. They observed the patterns of vegetation types and drew them onto large paper topographic maps. The surveyors worked for the United States Department of Agriculture Forest Service, and their leader was Albert Wieslander. The maps they created are called the Wieslander Vegetation Type Maps. In addition to the maps, the crews also took measurements in vegetation plots, which are areas about the size of a half basketball court. In each plot, they recorded how big every tree was and what species of tree it was. They measured over 16,000 of these vegetation plots across California. Albert Wieslander's crews labored for 12 years to conduct this survey. No one had ever mapped California this way before, and no one did it this way again, by hiking into remote areas and recording detailed information about the plants that were growing there. Their carefully drawn maps are a colorful snapshot from the 1930s of natural habitats in California. Wieslander knew this enormous effort would create valuable information. Wieslander was right. A new generation of ecologists revived the old maps for study with modern tools. In 2004, researchers at the University of California, Davis began tracing the maps into a computer using a geographic information system. And they remeasured 300 of the old vegetation plots to see what had changed. They also collected new vegetation maps that are based on satellite images. Comparing the patterns on the landscape from 75 years ago with the patterns today, we can see that the Sierra Nevada forests have undergone significant change. The lowest elevation pine trees on the west side of the Sierra Nevada are forests and woodlands of ponderosa pine. In the central Sierra, these forests start between 2,000 and 3,000 feet elevation. Over the past 75 years, the lower edge of the ponderosas, shown in yellow, have retreated upslope about 300 vertical feet. They have been replaced by oak trees and chaparral, shown in red. The comparison between Wieslander maps and modern vegetation maps for the Tahoe Basin reveals changes less dramatic than are observed at the lower elevations of the west slope, where summer drought conditions are more intense. However, high elevation vegetation plots show a considerable shift from the time of the Wieslander study to now. There are many more young trees nowadays. This increase in young trees is consistent with a longer frost-free growing season. Also, the biggest and oldest trees have declined in number. The decline of large, beautiful trees is occurring throughout the mountains of the western United States. The causes for this decline are not yet understood. Further changes may be in store at high elevations, with a lengthening growing season for tree species that have only a short alpine summer of growth each year before freezing temperatures return. The survey, conducted by Albert Wieslander, helped us discover that significant changes have been happening over the past century. As we learn more about climate change and forests, the big challenge we face is, how can we all work together to help our beautiful forests and waters adapt to climate change? The knowledge science provides can help us make better decisions about how to care for our forests as we adapt to a changing climate.